80 years ago, the Great War, yep, WW2, started. We have all seen the newsreels, but I think most today get their ideas about war from Hollywood. Hollywood movies, Hollywood documentaries. You've seen the massive troops and armor invading, the round-the-clock aerial bombardments, 12 o'clock high, people. And what was it all about? What's any war all about? Well, obviously, killing people. Wars are a very effective way of reducing the numbers of useless eaters. Remember last week's video? If there were fewer people, bank-created fictitious money would be healthier and keep its value. So, no doubt, the damage and destruction caused by a military onslaught, it's horrific, quick, and obvious as hell. Also, but war has an additional advantage, a gift that kinda keeps on giving for a long time after, and that's called the aftermath, people. You wanna know more? Well then stick with me, people, because I'm just getting started on Saturday the 31st of July 2021, or so they'd have us believe. The real loss of life comes after the guns go silent. The bombers are back on the ground. For it is in the aftermath that all the industry that had been destroyed, all the production, the supply chains disrupted, and yes, water reserves are all found lacking and wanting. And the survivors starve. Herr Kissinger told you, if you control the oil, you control the nation. Control the food, however, you control the people. Food has always been a weapon, people. So, my boy, that sure sounds like a dumb question that I'm going to ask you now is, if we were at war, and I mean war in the USA, not some foreign sandbox, would you know it? And could you see it? Well, not if you're always walking around looking down at your smartphones. I do the heavy lifting, people, so you don't have to. Over on Gab, I found a very interesting 11.5-minute video. Don't know who it is yet. Haven't found a link to it yet. But it's on my timeline, and you could watch it there on Gab. People, are you still on Facebook and Twitter? If so, why? Why do you insist on making your enemies so wealthy, so powerful? Just asking. Alright, I'm going to end this video, people. Keep it short. Attention spans are short. I know that. It is a weekend. With a couple of minutes soundbite from a very interesting video I discovered. Here we go.
In World War II, there were major global supply disruptions. Basic goods and fuel were rationed, scarce, expensive. Right now, in the middle of 2021, global supply chains are being disrupted. Shortages are appearing. Inflation is kicking up, and we're failing at getting people back to work. International shipping has been taken to far below capacity, and there are still bottlenecks in major seaports which are disrupting the flow of goods even more. You have been told that the pandemic is causing this. The truth is a pandemic announcement is causing this. In this pandemic, the death rate in 2020 and 2021 has been no greater than the death rates in 2019, 2018, 2017, on and on. The amount of people who died in the pandemic is the same as how many die when there is no pandemic. What if the pandemic announcement was not really a health warning? What if that announcement was an act of war, an attempt to shut down our economy and put our society into chaos? If that is true, then that announcement would be perhaps the most successful international disinformation sabotage in the history of the world. If you could win a war with propaganda, why would you bother with all those messy battles? In World War II, they had to bomb major cities in order to disrupt supply chains. But with our current mass media, broadcast, internet, they don't have to bomb our cities. All they have to do is tell us to stop working, stop producing, to isolate ourselves, and thereby destroy our own economy ourselves. They can pay us to not work and cause the same damage as bombing our cities. It is not just economic damage either. Supply chains shutting down mean famine, illness, death, suicides, homicides, riots, chaos. We have been seeing all of those things increase since the pandemic was announced in March of 2020, and they are increasing even more right now as they announce COVID variants, more lockdowns, and even more disruption to production and supply lines. When will we stop and question these announcements? After all, many of them are pretty obviously not right. They tell us that hundreds of thousands of people died of COVID who died from something else. And they don't tell us about the 45,000 who died from the COVID injections. Disinformation, do you see it? Can you get it? We are at war. And we have been at war since March 2020 at the latest. Modern warfare does not require as many bombs, guns, troops, and invasions. Nowadays, China, Russia, the USA can shut down each other's computers and internet. We can jack each other's weather. We can release bioweapons. We can refuse to recognize each other's currency or call in each other's debt.
Very interesting video, people. Strongly suggest you find it on my timeline. Just search for my name, just like it is on YouTube, Dave Corum. Alright, people. You know I got stuff to do. I got to get it done. The news is so fast, so furious, so in your face. Even mainstream media can't hide it anymore. Have you been paying attention, people? New York, California, Australia lockdown. England, Australian, the Down Unders, they even deployed their military. Against who? Against their own people. Can it happen here? No. We're the land of the free and the home of the brave. Won't happen here. Don't hang on to that thought for too long, people. Anyhow, like I said, I got stuff to do. You guys have a good day.